Hey, Fred?
Did you tell them?
John, you okay?
That we're not pulling it? I'll tell.
Meeting will come to order, please. The notice requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act for this meeting have been satisfied. Would you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Attention, salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Would you call the roll, please?
Mayor Becker,
Here.
Commissioner Amadeo.
Here.
Commissioner Blumberg.
I am here.
We have before us for approval our minutes of our meetings of November 15th. What is your pleasure?
I'll make a motion, we approve those.
I'll second it.
Mayor Becker.
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo.
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg.
Yes.
Okay, we'll now open for public comments. 3 minutes on any subject.
Mayor, Sewell, 22 West Drive. Mayor, words have meaning. Some words also have serious consequences. Such was the case in the handout of Arthur at the last commission meeting. Arthur, perhaps appreciating this commission's serious cognitive impairment, Arthur highlighted the key paragraph, and the key word was involuntary. Paragraph 50 of Gary Stein's lawsuit brief makes no bones about it. If you cut through his polysyllabic gobbledygook term, quote, regional controlled methodology, end of quote, you see controlled essentially means no control because it's involuntary. Mayor, if you had a functioning gray cell not coated with amyloid plaque, you just might begin to realize the catastrophic, cataclysmic ramifications. Forced mergers of school districts could radically alter Margate reality. With less than 1% blacks and 2 half-empty schools, will be like a sitting duck. Margate's best bet would be to merge with Ventnor since it's already achieved adequate student diversity. Yes, Margate has stonewalled any and all substantive shared services with Ventnor, but now the handwriting is on the wall and in the docket. Thus, if Margate tries to be too cute and procrastinate too long, the courts may deny all attempts at the last minute. It's a disaster waiting to happen. Margate, Mayor, the time to merge with Ventnor school system is way overdue. Talks must commence immediately in earnest, lest Margate find its high-value assets confiscated, expropriated, seized, and lost for good. Mayor, shame on you for this total fiasco, snafu, and SSDD. Mayor, grow a backbone and drop the boom on your dysfunctional school system. Mayor, if you're not brain dead, you make the requisite merger the day after the May 2019 election. Yes, the dwindling population of voters with young children will be madder than a wet hen, but 4 years later, it will only be a distant, faint memory. And besides, you'll be vindicated having saved assets worth tens of millions of dollars. As Nike proclaims, just do it, Mayor. This is long overdue. It's time to act. You can't pull another dune stunt where you waited to see which way the wind was blowing, would not countermand Torby, and we ended up spending hundreds of thousands of dollars in the wrong direction with the wrong result. Let's get on the stick now.
Good timing, John. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Any other public comment? Is a motion to close public comment?
You have someone wants to get up.
All right.
So, Mr. Mayor, and John, who I've known since kindergarten, and Mr. Blumberg and Mr. Abbott, I am Susan Friedenberg, the very proud daughter of Bernard and Phyllis Friedenberg. Dad is here with us in spirit. Many of you remember my dad as the commander of the South Jersey Jewish War Veterans, Post 39 here in Margate. And when you pass the sign at Bethel Synagogue, there's Daddy's name as the commander, now held by Paul Stern. He led this post for 20 years, my dad did, with pride and honor, and grew it from just a few men and women to like over 100 veterans from every war who was still, thank God, alive. I'm sure many of you remember my daddy across the street at Wawa in inclement weather, holding his little jar, collecting money for poppies for the veterans at the Violent Veterans Home. That was their cause. My dad was an amazing man and my personal hero. He taught me integrity. He taught me to stand up for what's right and to not let people silence me as a woman. So I stand here before you today on behalf of my beloved father, Bernie Friedenberg. My grandfather moved his family to Atlantic City in 1927 from Philadelphia when Daddy was 6 years old. And he lived his life on this island for 90 years as a contributing, outstanding citizen, a proud islander. He married my beautiful mother, Phyllis Rogers, who was born on this island. Mommy is 91 and lives in Philly near me. Together, they built their lives here. They raised 3 children here, and Daddy had prosperous businesses in Atlantic City. He passed away on May 1st, 7 months and 6 days ago. He went to Temple University, and when the war broke out, he immediately tried to get into the service to fight for his country, and as a Jew, to kill Nazis. He was rejected by every branch of the military due to his poor vision, but he was relentless. He drove the recruiters uptown at the post office crazy. They knew him by his first name. He would later tell people he fought to get into the war. And they finally took him and said to him, "You will have limited service." My dad left the war with 2 Purple Hearts, 2 Silver Stars, a bronze medal. He was honored by the French government and was honored at the World War II Museum on D-Day 2 years ago in New Orleans for his valor and heroism on Omaha Beach. He was honored by 3 New Jersey governors, and Governor Corzine signed an educational bill into legislation for kids to learn about World War II in Bernard Friedenberg's name. And Jim Whalen, a dear and beloved family friend, adored my father, and we adored Jim. May he rest in peace, along with Bill Rafferty. The 2 of them would get into a lot of trouble with Daddy. I was contacted by people from Atlantic City. Sorry, I'm taking 2 of his minutes. I was contacted by the...
I don't remember approving that.
Please, would you approve it? I've been...
Please, go ahead.
Thank you, sir. I was contacted by people from Atlantic City before the 9/11 ceremony here on the boardwalk 3 months ago, and was told that they wanted to honor my father, who... for his heroism as a New Jersey and Atlantic City hero. And I said, Daddy had nothing to do with 9/11. I was baffled. They said, it doesn't matter, he is our island hero. I was shocked by this because to me, Victor Saraceni and John O'Neill were 9/11 heroes. The ceremony was awesome. Actually, Fran was there. I was blown away to watch an amazing ceremony, and I was handed this flag that was unfolded and then folded, and was presented to me in the customary flag folding ceremony in honor of my father, with 3 metal castings from a Civil War cannon to represent the 3 towers that went down, okay? I was in shock and awe when they handed me this. I stand here today before this esteemed group, and I'm so impressed to be raised in Margate and see what you guys do behind the scenes, really. I stand here today because Mr. Fran Fisher, who owns a bronze casting company, and he's an artisan, reached out to me after learning about my father's death, or actually about my father from the Philadelphia Inquirer, Ed Collomore, who just retired. He was the editor. He came to Margate. He interviewed my father. He was shocked by my father. He had a whole front page in the Inquirer, and he told Fran all about my dad, who wrote this book of being numerous, World War II as I saw it. And the bottom line is that, you know, Fran Fisher decided he wants to do a complete statue of my dad at no cost to Margate in Army garb, saving a soldier's life as Daddy did on Omaha Beach that bloody day. He was a medic on Omaha Beach. He was in Battle of the Bulge, and coincidentally, he wound up saving Phil Cahan's life, who he never knew that he had saved his life at Battle of the Bulge until about 15 years ago. It was a shocker. So my father was and will forever be this island's hero, and I'm here today to ask for this statue to be placed in Margate, where he raised his family and made a difference in people's lives, and he's a hero for all of us. And so I'm very quickly going to read you what my father wrote in his book, in his own words, a page from Daddy's book. I don't believe there is a man in the world who knows how he will behave in a life-threatening situation until he actually is in this life-threatening situation. Before I was ever in combat, my greatest fear is that I would not be able to handle my fear and would not live up to my own expectations of how I should behave. If such a thing had happened, I don't think I would have been able to live with myself. I firmly believe that the one thing that compels men to do what they have to do, even in the worst hell of battle, is their fear of showing fear as well as their obligation to their comrades. What is a brave man? How do we define courage? Bravery in battle is certainly not the absence of fear. In a battlefield, a man can be blown to bits, explosions propelling into the air, jagged pieces of metal through the air. It seems they're all running our way. The soldiers there only have one purpose. That's to kill you in any way they can. If all of this doesn't scare the hell out of you, then you are not brave. You're an idiot. How I would define a brave man? A man is one who is frightened to death but does what he has to do in spite of his fears. He fulfills his obligations to his comrades and to himself. The 16th Infantry Regiment has a motto that I have never forgotten. No mission too difficult, no sacrifice too great, duty first. God knows and history shows that the brave men of the 16th Infantry Regiment lived up to their motto. Sergeant Bernard I. Friedenberg, my dad. And now I humbly say thank you for the way over time. I am my father's daughter. I talk a lot. And now I would like to present Mr. Fran Fisher. May I, Mayor?
You may.
Thank you.
I would just like to tell everybody that Susan's father was the greatest man, one of the greatest men I've ever met in my life. We were socially friendly. We went out to dinner. We were both born in Atlantic City, raised in Atlantic City, had businesses in Atlantic City, and was just a great guy.
Thank you.
You're welcome. How many minutes still are you borrowing for Fran?
I probably only need 1 minute.
Okay.
My name is Fran Fisher, 600 Chestnut Street, Morristown, New Jersey. My son and I run Fisher Sculpture, LLC. Fisher Sculpture produces primarily sports sculpture and commissions with galleries across the United States. A few years ago, we were approached by the Garnier family. Sergeant Bill Garnier was famous for the Band of Brothers movie. He was a hero in Ardennes, wounded, lost his leg, proudly displayed his wound in Philadelphia. Family approached us and asked us to do a statue. We did. It's in the Delaware County War Memorial. Right after that, Ed Collmore contacted me and said, could you do something for Michael Crescens, who was the Vietnam killed in action recipient of the Congressional Medal of Honor. That is at the Vietnam Memorial in Philadelphia. Just 3 weeks ago, we installed a statue in Wall Township, Major General Harry Rockefeller. Once a year, we donate our services to create a statue for a veteran or a cause memorializing war heroes. We do a lot of sports stuff that pays the bills. We're doing stuff at Soldier Field for Chicago Bears. We did the Flyers stuff. We did stuff for the 76ers, 10 statues outside their new place. We would like to offer to Margate at no cost a statue of Bernie Friedenberg in the moment of holding a wounded soldier kneeling on the beach, Omaha Beach, D-Day. Offer that statue. We're accustomed to fundraising for these causes. I have the Garnier family, Debbie Garnier, granddaughter of Bill Garnier, who fundraised for her grandfather as part of our once-a-year donation team. So our proposal is to offer you a true fine art sculpture. My son, our team, has won numerous fine art portraiture and fine art sculpture awards. So you can examine our work at www.fishersculpture.com, and that is our proposal.
He has cards, he'll give you all cards.
Mayor, may I say something?
Go ahead.
Fran, first off, we don't need to see one of your sculptures. I'm sure they're a tremendous form of art, without a question. What I have to applaud you for is your efforts in donating your time and your service to do that in honor of veterans and individuals that have been so instrumental in giving us the daily lives we have every day. I had told Susan, and I put it into an email to her the other day, that the process, and we would need an organization such as the organization her father was commander of, to present a request to the city fathers, and in conjunction with them, we would work to achieve a spot that we would find suitable. If there is a spot, we would find a spot suitable to place a statue. So there is a process to go through, and Susan's aware of it, and hopefully we will get together with Rabbi Kraus, and the commander is,
Yeah, I spoke to them both yesterday, and Rabbi Kraus said whatever I need, he will write. He just needs to know what to write, that he wanted to do something for Daddy. He can't even believe that this is a possibility. And Paul Stern said anything. He said,
Okay.
anything for my commander, my comrade, is what he said.
all right, well, they would have to put something in writing, put in a request to the city that in conjunction with their organization, that we could get together, and I would be glad to sit down with them, and we can have a discussion of the possible locations that where we could put it.
Okay, as long as it's not in a cemetery. Somebody told me that I'm part of a cemetery, why don't we put,
There's no cemetery.
There's no cemeteries in Margate.
no, it's offshore. I said Daddy's already in the cemetery.
Okay,
I
thank you,
wanna-
guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
Fran.
Any other public comment? Is
I
there a
move to
motion
close.
Come-
Yep.
I'll second that.
Mayor Becker,
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo,
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg.
Yes.
Thank you. We will now open public comment on resolutions and adoption of ordinances. Is there any, does everyone have an agenda? Is there any comment? Is there a motion to close public comment?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Mayor Becker.
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo.
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg.
Yes.
Johanna?
Okay, before we proceed, I would like to clarify whether we will table or pull resolution number 264, 2018, authorizing Cello Partnership the right to maintain and erect poles in the right-of-way.
Well, last I heard, we're keeping it on the agenda.
Okay?
Fred Berner convinced me. I withdraw my recommendation.
I want that on the record.
He
Thank you.
convinced me.
Okay?
Okay, may I have a motion for the introduction of ordinance number 28, 2018? An ordinance amending Chapter 135 fees and codes of the City of Margate.
I'll make that motion.
Second?
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
May I have a motion for the introduction of ordinance number 29, 2018, an ordinance to reauthorize a private sale of real property shown as a portion of Block 528, Lot 3, or 2.03 on the tax map of the City of Margate.
I'll make that motion.
Second?
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
May I have a motion to adopt ordinance number 26, 2018, an ordinance amending Chapter 275, Vehicle and Traffic?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
May I have a motion to adopt ordinance number 27, 2018, an ordinance fix and salaries and wages and the compensation of certain officers and employees of the city of Margate.
Make that motion.
Second.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
May I have a motion for resolution number 247, 2018, authorizing payment and claims?
So
I'll make that
moved.
Second.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
May I have a motion for resolution number 248, 2018, authorizing payment to Colmar Home Center?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Mayor Becker?
I abstain.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
May I have a motion for resolution number 249, 2018, authorizing the transfer of budget appropriations?
Make that motion.
Second.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
May I have a motion for the consent agenda, which consists of resolution number 250, 2018, through resolution number 269, 2018?
So moved.
Second.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you. Is there a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
The meeting is adjourned. Thank you all for being here.